Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about highlighters for fair skin tones. I wanted to do a video like this because most of the beauty bloggers that I watch on a daily basis have a little bit of a more tan skin tone than I do, and so their favorite highlighters wouldn't necessarily work for my fair skin. And so I've collected a bunch of highlighters that I really like and that work for my skin tone. So I thought that I would do a video on this to help you guys out if you guys are looking for a highlighter and your skin tone is similar to mine. I'm going to break it down for you. I have 5, maybe 6 different highlights to show you. I'm going to be showing swatches. I have a drugstore highlight, a cream highlight, a holographic highlight, and a few other Sephora type highlights that I think are really going to be complementary to your fair skin. Before we get started, I also wanted to mention that if you don't have fair skin, this video is still really good for you to watch. Just because most of these highlights are geared towards people with fair skin, it doesn't mean that you can't use these highlights. The great thing about highlighters is that it is pretty much a universal product that anyone can use depending on how you use it, especially if you have deeper skin tone than me. You can use any of these highlights. It's just going to give a little bit more of a pop on your cheekbone, which is, I guess, the point of the highlight in the first place. So definitely keep watching no matter what skin tone you are, because I think that there could be one in here for you that you may really like. Also, throughout the video, I'm going to be mentioning the types of brushes that I like to use for these specific highlights and just which ones work best for me. So the first highlight I'm going to be talking to you about is my very first highlight that I ever bought, and I love this still to this day. It is very universal and it's perfect for layering. This is the Benefit What's Up Cream Highlighter, and what this is it's a cream stick. The reason why I like this is because it's a cream, and I like to use this Morphe brush with this highlighter. This is the Morphe E8, and what I do is I just swirl this on the top of my highlighter and I just pop it on my cheekbones. It's also really easy to use with your fingers. I love the look of this highlighter by itself and also with other highlighters layered on top of it. The next highlighter that I really love is my Becca Moonstone Highlight. Now, I went through a phase where I didn't really like this highlighter, and I think it was because I found it too intense, but the summer is back and it's that time of year again where I want that really glowy look, and I think that this is perfect for that. I have it on my cheekbones today, and as you can see, I just have that by itself, and it really makes my cheekbones pop, and it's a really light texture. At first I didn't like the formula of this because it's a very soft powder and it's super finely milled, so there's a lot of kickback in the powder, and what I recommend doing is using a very detailed highlighter brush with this powder, because if you use too much on here, it will just go everywhere. So this is the Morphe M501 brush. A lot of people use this brush for highlighting. I use this specifically for my very powdery highlights, just to give a more precise application. Becca is known for their highlights, and in their range, this is the lightest color that I believe they have in the highlights, unless they have a white one. I'm pretty sure this is the lightest one in the range, and it's gorgeous for light skin tones. It's a very, very pale champagne color. A lot of people love opal and champagne pop, but for lighter skin tones, I definitely recommend getting Moonstone. My favorite holographic highlight of all time for fair skin tones is definitely the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Soft Frost. Now this is a gorgeous highlighter that looks very white in the pan, but it actually has a blue shift to it. If you're interested in holographic highlighters, I recommend you going to watch my holographic highlighter video where I name a whole bunch of holographic highlighters that I love, but this one is definitely my favorite for fair skin tones. I think that it's gorgeous and it gives a really nice reflective sheen when you move your face. I did notice that with this highlighter, the first couple times of using it, I didn't notice a lot of payoff, but I think that there was just a film on top and that you have to get through that film in order to really see the payoff. As you can see in the swatch, it definitely doesn't hold back on the pigmentation. If you guys have been watching my Project Pan series, you know that I've recently taken this highlighter back out of my drawer and I've been using it a lot more. This is my Burberry Highlight in 02. They also have a really beautiful highlight in 01, which is a more pale white color. I personally love this one because even though I have fair skin, it's still gorgeous and it doesn't show up too dark on my skin tone. As I continue to use this product, I continue to fall more and more in love with it. I'm obsessed with this highlight and I think it looks gorgeous on my fair skin. The next highlight that is really beautiful on fair skin is the Too Faced Candlelight Glow in Rosy Glow. Now this is just a sample size, but I've been using it a lot lately and it's really gorgeous and it really has an impact on your cheekbones. My personal favorite is the white side. I tend to just mix my brush in both sides, but definitely the white side gives a really nice payoff and it's really pearlescent and really gorgeous. The last highlight that I'm going to mention is the Drugstore highlight. This retails for $5, which is insane for a highlight this good. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I want to mention that the swatch is not good. If you look at the swatch, it looks like a very dark, just face powder. It doesn't look reflective or like a highlight at all, so I highly recommend that you try this out for yourself. The swatch does not do it justice. It looks really dark when I swatch it, especially on my arm, but it does not look like that on the cheekbones. I should have actually worn this one today to show you guys, but just trust me, if you have a skin tone that is close to mine, this is going to look gorgeous on you. Even if you have a darker skin tone, a ton of people use this one and it is so gorgeous on everyone. So please don't look at the swatch and say, ew, that looks nasty. This, you need to trust me. It looks amazing on the skin. And it's only $5, so if you don't like it, it's not that much of a big deal. I mean, you be the judge, but I definitely recommend you try it. Now I have two more brushes that I want to talk about. I don't use these specifically for any particular highlight, so I'm just going to mention them now. This is a Hakuado brush and it doesn't have a name on it. I'm sure it did on the packaging. I used it for blush, that's why it kind of has that peachy tone on the top of it. But this one is also a really great highlighter brush. If you're not looking for that really intense highlighted look, if you want something a little bit more diffused and more soft, this is really great because it covers a bigger surface and it's not as concentrated on one spot on your cheek. The last highlighting brush that I really like, and I've also been using this for bronzer and contour, I especially like using this with very natural highlights. I find that the ones like the Hourglass highlights, this one is very gorgeous to use because it just kind of, it covers a huge amount of area on your face and it just blends in the cheek very nicely and very soft. It gives a very natural look to the highlight, whereas these two brushes were more precise and they give a more defined cheekbone. This one's a little bit more diffused and all the way around. It's also really great for getting up on over top of your brow bone and just doing a bit more of a diffused look. So those are all of my recommendations for highlighters for fair skin tones. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what other videos you guys want to see, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!